Yo, pull up a chair. We need to talk. We need to talk about why everyone under the age of 25 seems to be having a collective nervous breakdown. Seriously, have you looked around lately? It feels like the entire younger generation is vibrating with anxiety, like a chihuahua that's had 3 espressos. I just finished reading The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. He is a social psychologist who basically looked at the mental health charts for teenagers, saw a vertical line going straight up into hell around the year 2012, and asked, what exactly happened there? Spoiler alert, it wasn't the water and it wasn't homework. It was the phone. This book is heavy, but it is necessary. It explains how we accidentally rewired humanity in about 5 years flat. But don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with academic charts. I'm going to break it down so you can actually do something about it. Here is what you need to know about why we are all going crazy and how to stop it. The first big lesson is what Haidt calls the Great Rewiring. He points out that for all of human history, childhood was based on play. You ran around outside, you scraped your knee, you got into a fight with a kid named Kevin over a stick, and you resolved it. That is how you learned to be a human. But right around 2010 to 2015, we switched from a play-based childhood to a phone-based childhood. Think of it this way. Imagine you have a puppy. To train that puppy, you take it to the park, let it sniff other dogs, and let it run around. Now imagine instead of doing that, you locked it in a closet and gave it an iPad that just showed videos of other puppies having fun or barking at it aggressively. That puppy is going to come out of the closet completely neurotic. That is basically what we did to Gen Z. We swapped out the real world, which is full of learning experiences, for a virtual world, which is full of performative nonsense. The second lesson is about the paradox of safety. Haidt argues that modern parents and schools have completely lost the plot when it comes to risk. We are overprotective in the real world and underprotective in the virtual world. In the real world, we act like kids are made of sugar glass. We don't let them walk to school. We don't let them play outside unsupervised. We supervise every single minute of their lives to protect them from stranger danger, which, by the way, is statistically incredibly rare. But then, the second they get home, we hand them a smartphone, which is literally a portal to the entire world, including every creep, scammer, and bully on the planet, and we say, have fun in your room with the door closed. It is insane. It is like making your kid wear a full suit of armor and helmet just to eat cereal at the kitchen table, but then letting them play on a freeway blindfolded. Because, hey, at least they aren't outside getting their shoes dirty. We have defended them from scraped knees, but left them wide open to psychological warfare. The third lesson is specifically about what this does to girls versus boys, because it hits them differently. For girls, the enemy is social media, specifically the visual stuff like Instagram and TikTok. Haidt explains that girls are socially conditioned to care about standing and inclusion. Social media weaponizes that. It creates a trap of perfectionism and comparison that you literally cannot escape. Imagine if when you were in middle school, you had a beauty pageant judge following you around 24/7, holding up a scorecard, rating your face, your clothes, and your friends, and broadcasting that score to everyone you know. That is what being a teenage girl on Instagram is like. It is a machine designed to make you feel inadequate. For boys, it's a little different. They don't get depressed as much as they just check out. They retreat into video games and pornography. Haidt calls it the withdrawal from the real world. Real life is hard. You have to talk to girls, you have to study, you have to deal with awkward silence. Video games are easy. You press X to win. So boys are basically quietly quitting life. It's like they looked at the real world, saw that it was difficult and awkward, and decided to go live in a digital basement where they are a level 50 wizard who slays dragons. The problem is, when they turn off the console, they are still a lonely teenager who doesn't know how to make eye contact. The fourth lesson is about the fragmentation of attention. This applies to us all, not just kids. The phone is designed to interrupt you. It is an interruption machine. Haidt talks about how we can't enter a state of deep focus or flow anymore because we are constantly waiting for the next ding. Think of your brain like a web browser. Back in the day, you had maybe 2 tabs open. One was work, one was thinking about lunch. Now, because of the phone, you have 600 tabs open. One is playing music, one is tracking the news, one is waiting for a text, one is watching a short video of a cat, and the browser is frozen and the fan is spinning so loud it sounds like a jet engine. That is your brain on smartphones. You aren't multitasking, you are micro-failing at a dozen things simultaneously. So, what do we do about it? This is the conclusion, and Haidt actually has a plan. He calls it the 4 norms, and honestly, it's pretty solid advice if you have the guts to follow it. First, no smartphones before high school. Give them a flip phone if you need to reach them. They don't need the internet in their pocket when they're 11. They need a stick and a dirt pile. Second, no social media until 16. Their brains simply aren't developed enough to handle the social pressure. You wouldn't give a 12-year-old a bottle of whiskey and the keys to a Ferrari, so don't give them an algorithm designed by behavioral psychologists to addict them. Third, phone-free schools. This one is a no-brainer. Students should lock their phones up in pouches when they walk in. If the phone is in the pocket, the brain is half gone. And fourth, and this is the fun one, more independence and free play. Let kids go outside. Let them walk to the store. Let them get bored. Boredom is good. Boredom is where creativity comes from. If you solve their boredom with a screen every time, they never learn how to create their own fun. Here is the bottom line. The anxious generation isn't just about kids, it's a mirror for us all. We have traded real connection for digital validation, and we have traded the messy, risky, beautiful real world for a sanitized, safe, anxiety-inducing screen. The solution is to touch grass, literally. Put the phone down, go outside, look at a tree, and maybe, just maybe, let your brain be quiet for 5 minutes. It might feel weird at first, like walking without a crutch, but trust me, you'll remember how to walk eventually. Now, go do something real.